The journey begins. A mother's story of love, life, and listening to her body. It all started on a rainy Thursday morning. Amelia was sipping her favorite chamomile tea, when the faintest flutter of intuition danced through her. She couldn't explain it. Wasn't nausea or fatigue, at least not yet, but something inside her had shifted. A quiet whisper, a knowing. That morning, as the rain tapped gently on the kitchen window, she knew she was no longer alone. 2 pink lines on a test confirmed what her heart had already told her. She sat on the bathroom floor, hand covering her mouth in stunned joy, her eyes brimming with tears. She whispered to the invisible life inside her, "Hello, little one." From that moment, prenatal care from the beginning became her priority. Amelia had always lived life a little chaotically, spur-of-the-moment decisions, late-night ramen dinners, spontaneous road trips. But this was different. This wasn't about her anymore. It was about the tiny spark of life now growing inside her, and she wanted to do everything right. She called her doctor the same day. The receptionist scheduled her first appointment, and Amelia found herself researching everything she could about early pregnancy. What to eat, what not to eat, exercises that were safe, breathing techniques, sleep patterns, even baby names. She chuckled at how quickly her bookshelf had turned from novels to nutrition guides. When the day of her first checkup arrived, she was nervous. "Breathe." The obstetrician smiled. "You're doing great." Amelia learned more than she expected. The doctor explained how crucial regular checkups with your obstetrician were, not just for her, but for the baby. These visits would allow the doctor to monitor the baby's development and detect possible complications early. Amelia took mental notes, asked questions, and left feeling empowered. Each visit became a new chapter in her story. At 8 weeks, she heard the heartbeat for the first time. It was fast, rhythmic, like a tiny drummer playing a beat just for her. The sound filled the room and filled her eyes with tears. Thump, 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 thump. Her heart beat in time with it, a duet of life. At 12 weeks, she saw the baby on an ultrasound. Tiny arms, tiny legs. The image was grainy, but to her, it was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen. She taped the photo to the refrigerator and smiled every time she walked by. At 16 weeks, she felt the first flutter. At first, she wasn't sure. Was it gas? A muscle twitch? But no, it happened again. A soft, feathery brush from within. Her baby was saying hello. Her obstetrician celebrated every milestone with her. "You're doing everything right," the doctor said during one visit. "Keep going. Trust your instincts. Keep showing up." But not every day was easy. There were moments of fear, like the day she noticed some unusual cramping. Her heart raced as she called her doctor, tears pooling in her eyes. "Come in," the nurse said calmly. "Let's take a look." Thankfully, everything was fine. The cramps were a normal part of her body, stretching, growing, preparing. But that day solidified the importance of having a team she could trust. Without hesitation, without judgment, having regular checkups meant she wasn't navigating this journey alone. The emotional toll was also unexpected. Hormones surged through her like waves. Some days, she laughed at silly things on TV. Other days, she cried just looking at baby clothes. Her body changed, her ankles swelled, her back ached, her clothes didn't fit the same. But each change was a reminder. Something miraculous was unfolding inside her. She began journaling, writing daily letters to her unborn child. "Dear baby, today I saw your little foot on the screen. It looked like a bean. I can't wait to kiss those feet. Dear baby, I bought you a blanket today. It's the softest thing I've ever touched. I hope it keeps you warm." It became her ritual, her way of bonding before they met. She even brought the journal to her doctor appointments, jotting down what the obstetrician said so she wouldn't forget. At 24 weeks, she learned the baby was growing right on schedule. At 28 weeks, she began attending prenatal yoga classes. At 30 weeks, the nursery was ready. And through every milestone, every kick, every craving, she repeated her mantra. Prenatal care from the beginning. Show up, ask questions, listen, love. But at 34 weeks, things took a turn. During a routine visit, her doctor noticed her blood pressure was high. "Let's keep a close eye on this," the obstetrician said. They began more frequent checkups, monitored her blood pressure, ordered extra ultrasounds. It turned out she had developed mild preeclampsia, a condition that, if left unchecked, could become dangerous. Thanks to regular checkups, it was caught in time. They adjusted her diet, scheduled more rest, monitored her closely, and at 37 weeks, her doctor gently said, "I think it's time." Amelia was scared, but ready. She'd prepared for this. The bag was packed, the car seat installed, the playlists made. Her partner held her hand all the way to the hospital. Labor was long. It was raw and intense and unlike anything she had ever experienced. There were moments she didn't think she could keep going, but the thought of her baby, of all the checkups, the journal entries, the kicks gave her strength. And then, after hours of effort, pain, and prayers, a cry. Her baby was here. They placed the tiny newborn on her chest, warm and wriggling. And Amelia wept. The world disappeared in that moment. It was just the two of them. Two hearts. One love. All those visits, all the careful attention, all the planning, it was worth it. She looked into her baby's eyes and whispered again, "Hello, little one." In the days that followed, she thought back to everything she had learned. Prenatal care from the beginning had been her anchor. Having regular checkups with her obstetrician had saved her from complications she didn't even know to fear. And now, as she held her healthy baby in her arms, she understood the deeper meaning of those routine visits. They weren't just about charts or measurements. They were acts of love, moments of preparation, gifts of knowledge and reassurance. She thought about the millions of other women walking this same path, scared, excited, overwhelmed, and she wanted them to know, you are not alone. Trust your body, trust your care, ask questions, be kind to yourself, because every heartbeat matters, every checkup counts, and every moment is a step closer to holding a miracle. And so, her journey continues, now with lullabies and late-night feedings, diapers and giggles, worries and wonders, but the foundation had been laid long ago with those early decisions, with those first appointments, with those quiet whispers to the growing life inside her. The story of motherhood had begun with a promise to show up from the very beginning, and that made all the difference.